fellow floss tubers, it's Patty here with episode 67. Today is July 29th, 2019. On today's show, I have works in progress, I have knitting, spinning, and a purchase. So sit back and relax, grab your beverage of choice. Water for me. Your craft of choice, and let's chat. So, exciting news. On Sunday, the youngest son and his girlfriend got engaged, so we're all very happy. They wanted to have a quick wedding, so they're looking into October because they just want to start their lives together. So I can understand that. They're both in their late 20s and they just want to get their life together. So that's very exciting, and we're obviously very, very happy about it. So status on the room, it's almost ready to be viewed. I have a few odds and ends I want to add in here, and then it will be ready, and I know it'll be ready by the end of this week. This week and next week I will not have a little man on Friday, so I can definitely at least get a video done on Friday. So that's very exciting. Because, you know, you come in here and I tweak it a little bit and I'm like, okay, no, that's not working where that's at. It doesn't look right there, so let's move this here. And so that's about what's been going on now. It's more tweaking, and I have empty shelves that I need to fill up, right? Right. Let's see, anything else exciting and new? I don't think so. No, nothing. So, shall we get on with the stitching? I think so. So, Mira Monday is the Lady of the Flag, which I am doing on 32 count preamble. Oops, stay. And I worked more on the bottom banner, of course, because that's where I'm at. So I added this side of the banners going. I've got it to about right there. There's still just the flower to do here, the rest of this banner, and then beading. So it's getting closer, and I can see the end of the tunnel, and I think it will definitely be by September. So that is my goal for this, to work on this all in August to get it done so that I can get it framed. It may not be back by September 11th, but at least be hanging in my house at the end of September. So that will be nice to have that hanging, and it will be hanging up out in the living room somewhere, not back here where she can't be enjoyed. So the next thing I worked on was Hannah Sanderson 1849, and I did this for last week's School of Magical Stitches and Literature homework. So this is what that looks like, and I am doing the darker reproduction of it, not the lighter. So I'm using 32 count white that I coffee and tea dyed myself. So the homework last week was 1,000 stitches on words or 1,000 stitches on black and blue, because we were in detention. So, and I did mine wrong. I wrote down why I was in detention, and you didn't need to do that unless you decided not to work on either of those prompts, and it was how you got out of detention. So I messed mine completely up, so they'll probably think I'm nuts, but I don't care. But that is 1,034 stitches in the letters, and it's still not done. That page is still not done. Yeah, that's a big page. They're big pages. So I think it's like down to here. So there's a couple more rows of lettering to do for that page to be done. And I was shooting for 2 pages finished on this one. Yeah, I don't know. By the end of the year, I don't think that's going to happen. But you never know. It could. If I get the urge to stitch on that. That took me 2 days to do that 1,000 stitches. 2 days. So that was Tuesday and Wednesday stitching. Thursday I grabbed Halloween at Cochrane Hollow because I decided I do want to work on this more than what I was. So this is going to become my dark 13th and the end of the month stitching for Halloween stitches. So this is Halloween at Cochrane Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. So excited. Okay. And this is on 40 Count Heritage. And I filled in Frankie's casket and Drax's casket. So the next time I work on that, I can start working on the mummy. Or I could finish the words too. But I want to work on this more often. Oh, I guess I'm not done with Drac. I think I have to do the seam between his legs is all I have to do. And then Drac will be done. So, or at least the casket section of Drac will be done. And then on Friday, after Little Man left, I did a little bit of stitching, and I picked up the Cricut Collections Skeleton Crew, and I'm stitching this on a 32 count, and I'm not sure what it is called, but it's a printed fabric. So one side's printed, the other side is not, obviously. And I worked more on the big sail, the ghost sail. So I filled in this section over here. So this one is going to take me a long time, because there's a lot of white. A lot of white. And then there is, that's 38.65. And then you have regular white as well. So I might be changing the skeletons to like a light gray, because bone should be gray and not white. At least I think so. I think it'll look better to have that instead of two whites that you really can't tell the difference between. I've stitched that where I've accidentally stitched white in the 38.65 area, and you really can't tell. So I want to be able to tell. On Saturday, I pulled out Petal Fairy by Mira Monday, and this one is worked on a 28 count toasted almond, and I frogged and stitched. So this section to right about here, there, I had to frog. So both sides had to be frogged because I was one row over. So I had to fix that. So before I fixed that, I went ahead and said, okay, let me count to make sure I'm still okay. So I filled in this yellow section, the third yellow section there, to make sure that my count was still right. And my count is still right starting from here. So as long as this one is right, then the rest of them are right. Yeah, that was kind of nerve-wracking. But at least I found it, and it was an easy fix. And I didn't have to frog anything else. Because I think if I had to frog anything else on that, I might have thrown it across the room and put it on timeout. Oops, sorry about that. It slipped right off my lap and hit the floor. So that was Saturday, and then Saturday night I got bored with Petal Fairy because of the frogging and getting back to where I was, and I was just like, no, I'm tired of stitching on that. So I grabbed the Chatelaine and Medieval Town Mandala, or Mandala, I don't know how you say that. I just say it. This is just 32 count white that I got from Cindy at European Cross Stitch. And I worked on some metallic. So I filled the rest of the green here, since I had that green on the floss on the needle, or on the project. And then I went ahead and started working on the metallic for there. Because I wasn't feeling buildings, I was feeling metallic. So that is what I did. And that's where I'm at on this one. I'm very happy. Very, very happy. So let's get this all back in its bag. Yeah, and then Sunday I did pull out Santa of the Forest by Lavender and Lace. And I did a little bit on this one. Not too much because I'm kind of burnt out. And this is being stitched on 32 count MCG textiles in a natural. And yeah, I think that next month will be up on a rooftop will be my Santa stitch instead of this one for next month. So I think I was about right there, and I just filled in that section. So yeah. Yeah, I love this stitch. I think it's pretty, but I'm getting kind of bored with it. And I think I'm getting bored too because I have not started anything new. I am still on the no new starts. I am still plugging away. So Bendy Stitchy has already started something, and so has Jessie Marie Does Stuff, but not me. I'm so happy about that. But I think October is going to be the new start month because I've got some Halloween projects that I want to start. So, because I love Halloween. I did not realize how much I loved Halloween until I really started looking at all the stuff I have that I got to see when I was putting things away. Yeah, I like Halloween. So, yeah. That is all that I stitched this week, or this last week. This week's homework, I'm not going to do it at all. I'm going to do 1,000 stitches on a project and call it good, because they're the dark art spells, and there's several spells. I don't have any red metallic or red beads to put on, so there's that one. I don't have anything that's up in the air, so that's one. I do have one that's in pieces, and that is probably the ABCs by Prairie Schooler. There was another thing you had to do. Oh, the Patronus. I could do the Christmas one and work on one of the animals in there, but I don't know what my Patronus is, and I'm really, yeah. So the other one is, if you didn't want to do it, you could do 1,000 stitches, get 5 points, and say why you're out in the hallway. So I'll probably end up doing that. And I think my 1,000 stitches, I'm going to try to get into Mirabilia, Lady of the Flag, just so that I can get her work done more. And if it takes me 2 days, then it takes me 2 days. I'm okay with that. So that is the plans for stitching. Like I said, I will be swapping out Santa of the Forest this week or next month for Up on a Rooftop. And that's, where is that? Oh, I guess I better find it. It's hiding somewhere. Is it behind me? No, it's not behind me. So I'll have to look on that. Oh, and my 30 minutes a day stitching did not happen. So that is why you did not see the Frosted Pumpkin Stitcheries Pumpkin Passport, but I'm hoping to bring that back in today. And spinning is why it didn't happen. I've been doing the Tour de France, Tour de Fleece. So here is my final project that I did. I spun every day but one. So this one last night was what I finally plied up. This is 8 ounces, so it's 2 4-ounce braids of fiber, and it is Diabolical, sorry, it fell down here, Diabolical Yarn Spinning Fiber. This is blood orange in the 100% mixed BFL wool. So I did something very interesting with this spin. This one I did a fractal spin, which is you take half of the fiber and you spin it straight from the fiber, and the other half you split into smaller sections and you spin that. So what I did is one of the braids, I spun it by stripping it into smaller sections and spun it that way. And the other braid, I took the 4 ounces and just tore, instead of tearing it lengthwise, I tore it widthwise, so you had little sections of color but it was large sections of color, so it looked like that. And hopefully that made sense. If not, sorry about that. I got 564 yards of a 2-ply, so over 1,000 yards in a single, so that's exciting. And it's a little bit, here at the bottom, it's still wet, so, and it's a little bit crinkly, but it's not twisting. It's doing like a quarter of a twist on itself, so it's pretty well balanced, and I'm very happy with how this turned out. And you can see that when you fractal spin, you get barber pulling, which is two colors don't match, but every once in a while they do. So like this section here, where is it? Right here, the purples matched up. So I'm very excited with how this turned out, and this is going to be a great looking shawl because I think this might be a heavy fingering to a sport weight. And yeah, once it's dry, I will skein it up, or put it in a skein and put it in the drawer for knitting on it soon, because I want to get back to knitting with my hand spun, because knitting with hand spun is so much fun. So much fun. Knitting, I only really worked on the Elias shawl by Lynn Zimmerman. And here it is. And I'm using a size 6 US 4.0 millimeter signature, and the signatures I was using broke on me. I need to contact Signature because they have a lifetime warranty. And yeah, I want a 32 inch, because that was my 32 inch. This is my 40 inch, but this is what I accomplished this week. So I'm still working on the straightaway, so there's no increases, and that's it. I'm very happy with it. It is a good stitch to work on at night when I'm not spinning or stitching, obviously. But yeah. So, very, very happy with that knitting. And I worked on the socks, but barely. And I haven't heard from Blue Ruin, so if I do, then I will let you know. If not, that's okay too. Or Sadie Ruin. So, here we go. And then purchases. I did do a purchase. I gotta stop. Of needle minders. Yes. Gina's Unique Boutique had a nymph, so I bought the clay nymph from her, and then this one was a freebie. So that's so exciting. Isn't she pretty? I think she's just so pretty. She's so pretty. So done with buying needle minders, because yeah, I had to go buy a board, bigger board for my needle minders, and I found one at Joann's on sale, so that was good. But I told you my plans for my stitching, and yeah, I really don't have anything else to say. So I want to thank you guys for coming in if you're new. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back week after week. And thank you for commenting as well. I've gotten some really nice comments, and I appreciate those. So, I hope that you have a great week. And I hope that whatever you craft it to your heart's content. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.